Good evening, Commonwealth. Thank you for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Bob Coldeen. Straight ahead on this holiday edition of the KSPN2 News. The opening of a new Central Trail highlights Saipan's rich heritage. Also tonight, some boat owners balk at a new passenger tax aimed directly at tourists. And today is Commonwealth Cultural Day. What does that mean? And in sports, the Mariners rise to the occasion. Game 1 of their Saipan Baseball League playoffs. Stay with us. These stories and more.
"48 hours. That's all we get in a week. But those 48 hours, we try to make them last forever. How? By filling in fast with all the right stuff. With a lot of laughter, a little drama, some adventure, and a whole lot of love."
Dad, Mom's here.
It happens pretty quick,
Bye, Dad.
but it's cool. Because the rest of the week, we talk about our plans
You want to go to the beach?
on how to make the next 48 hours last us a lifetime.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They're an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Hafaday Tarawami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, October the 14th, Commonwealth Cultural Day. Saipan has a number of well-established trails for residents and visitors to explore. Add one more to the list.
A new heritage trail has been installed in the Garapan area. Tourism officials spent the morning visiting the trail sites and learning more about the past. Garapan was first settled about 3,000 years ago. The flat area in close proximity to fishing grounds made it an attractive settlement.
The last phase of this project, we partnered with Marina's Visitors Authority, who helped us to produce actual physical signs to plant at each of the sites on some 21 points or historic sites on the Garapan Heritage Trail.
What's your favorite spot on there?
You know, I would have to say what we know as Micro Beach, which is actually Punta Mutsot or Pial Wolang. It just has so much history. There's not a lot of marker for what had transpired on those grounds that we just see sort of cut neatly today, but it used to house several Carolinian woods where traditional navigators.
In the late 1600s, with the Spanish here, it became the first mission village. Then, after the Chamorros were forcibly relocated to Guam, it became home to Carolinian residents fleeing the damaged islands of the Central Carolines. Eventually, Carolinians lived in the south of Garapan and Chamorros in the north, Carolinian culture remaining a big part of Saipan.
So they have wood for male and wood for female, and the one for male they also use for keeping the canoes when it's rough weather, when the canoes are not out fishing or sailing. And when the girls are young, they're in the men's wood, and the boys, they're in the woman's wood. And when the girls get their first menstruation, then they switch. They move to the woman's wood to learn the woman's role. But when they're young, they learn the men's role. because they keep that knowledge, and that time they're still very smart, so they get all the knowledge from the men. So when the men go sailing or go fishing and don't come back, the knowledge is kept with the woman on the land to pass it on to the next children.
In November of 1899, Spain transferred the island to Germany, and then 15 years later, the Japanese seized Saipan, and Garapan became the seat of their colonial administration. The trail includes the Japanese jail, Matsue statue, Garapan dock. Total of 20 spots make up the trail.
Day 4 of a new passenger fee system in the Smilin Cove Marina area. Not everyone is on board, it seems.
Fish and Wildlife says they are not allowed to directly collect money on the site, but they have worked out a system where the private companies collect the fee directly from the passengers.
Me, I'm not allowed because I'm the government.
But
They
private
collect.
can.
Yeah.
So private people could collect money
They,
here.
they collect, the BC collect.
Yeah, how are you guys doing it?
Yeah.
You just collect it here when they get here?
Yeah, custom, yeah. It's custom pay.
Fish and Wildlife then logs in the date and invoices the company. So what did you learn the first couple days?
Well, when the boaters have the band, it creates much smoother because they don't have to, the customer does not have to wait.
On Friday, the first day of implementation, over 400 customers paid the user fee for the use of the transient dock. That number dropped significantly on Saturday and then dropped by about half on Sunday. Now, some of that could be to customer fluctuation, but it appears a number of boats have decided to use other places to start their lagoon trips.
See, everybody ran from here so that they can go somewhere to be free. And they want to get the customer to come here. Why can they not just participate in this?
Pangilinan says while some passengers head out to Managaha from other places, they have noticed them coming back through the Smilin Cove Marina hoping to avoid the new fee.
Here's the thing. Some passengers, they ride from fishing base. Some passengers, they ride from the subsea or the ports, and they come in here and they don't have a wristband.
Fish and Wildlife has installed a new tent for the wristband area. The wristbands are individually signed by Pangilinan. Two of the largest operators are currently not operating out of Smilin Cove, which is hurting the overall numbers. Pangilinan says it's less about the facilities and more about the new fee.
They went and find somewhere else to load their customer.
Where are they going?
I don't know. Maybe at ports, maybe at Zipline Ride. I really don't know. But when it's free, they will come in here and take advantage of everything. But when it says we need money to repair these things or do these things, they don't want to contribute.
The Marianas is rich in traditions and diversity because of the different cultures that we have here. The CNMI has progressed and is stronger than ever, according to this report filed by Sally Limas.
Commonwealth Cultural Day is a time for the people of the Marianas to contemplate and honor the many cultures we have in our community. The CNMI is represented by people from all walks of life, and KSPN gets their definition of culture.
To me, culture really is the people and our way of life as not just a family, but as a community, and how we interact and how we do about our ways on the island.
Is culture like dying out, should we say, or is it?
Some of our language, but our culture is still there. We still show respect towards our elders, which is a good thing. And it's just our language that's kind of slowly dying out.
Although passed down traditions are still being practiced, others believe we need to work on preserving our culture.
I think that the essence of our culture is still being practiced, as in terms of like respect and like elders and stuff like that. But I feel like there can be more practice to it, like more in depth and like learning the language, stuff like that. But it is still bits and pieces here and there.
I think it's really important, and it's. I lost a little of my own traditions and culture moving here, and so my family back at home is like, Sarah, you're not here for this, and I'm like, I know, and I need to do a better job myself, and I think it's really important that we remember where we came from.
One gentleman kindly elaborated on what the local culture is like here.
It doesn't matter who you are, what color you are, and you don't bring anything here, they'll give you. They'll make you drink, they'll make you eat, anything you want as a visitor.
Happy Commonwealth Cultural Day, Marianas. I am Sally Limis for KSPN.
Thank you, Sally. The CNMI is one of the most beautiful places on earth to live, but after Super Typhoon U2, we had to wait a while before we saw the flowers bloom again and the trees swaying with leaves all over. As Sally reports, one project that's underway aims to bring back the beauty to the islands.
Project Aliki gives local artists a responsibility to remind our people and everyone else who comes to visit that they are truly in paradise, even after suffering a massive destruction from Typhoon U2.
We figured after all these typhoons, right, we have new cement posts coming up. We'd like to bring more hope to our community, at the same time beautifying our island. So of course we paired up with MVA, who was ready and willing to do this with us. To beautify our islands, to bring hope really is where we're at. And then through the foundation, we want to encourage language and literacy. So you will see Chamorro words pop up, Carolinian words pop up on all those posts.
Project Aliki is currently ongoing on Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. The themes are aimed to showcase the best of the CNMI, including the ocean, nature, history, flora, and fauna. Language is also a big factor of the project. That's why the drawings have words painted out in Chamorro and Carolinian.
And you get to display your artwork, at the same time giving hope to our community, number one, and then of course sharing our local language and culture, and share a few pictures and artwork of what depicts what makes who we are.
DCCA, DYS, Crisis Counseling Group, and students from Saipan Southern High School are just a few that have already registered and contributed in beautifying our home. The Lady Diane Torres Foundation and MVA continues to encourage local artists to reach out and be a part of #TatedPolls. You can call Naomi Santos from MVA at 664-3200 or email her at nsantos@mymarianas.com. This is Sally Limis for KSPN News.
All right, coming up, we're going to stick with the Cultural Day theme. We'll have that story and more next.
Watch the Visitors Channel online, on time, anytime at saipantv.com. Where to go, what to see, what to do, restaurants, spas, activities, and culture, it's all in one place, in high definition, on your mobile device. saipantv.com. Check it out.
Welcome back to the Monday at Night edition of the KSPN2 News. Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence holds the first Pacific Region Summit discussing ways to end the violence.
Avade Tato CNMI, here's what's making news on Guam. The Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence opens a table for interregional conversations at the first Pacific Summit held at the Hilton. Our Adriana Katera has more in this report.
It's more of what's not reported that's concerning, says Cynthia Cabot, the executive director for the Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence.
We have like 2 cases here and 3 cases there, but for the most part, we also know that people continue to suffer because it's not being reported.
Due to the underreporting of such acts of violence, the coalition held a Pacific Region Summit for the first time with neighboring islands. Representatives from America Samoa, the Federated States of Micronesia, Chuuk, Ponape, Marshall Islands, Palau, and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands participated in the 3-day event.
We recognize that this is an issue, sexual assault, domestic violence, and human trafficking, that actually affects the region. And so our people are rather transient. We go from island to island as we've done historically. And so with this, it's more like it's a sharing of the information, what's going on our respective islands, and then looking at how we can collectively address this as a coordinated regional response to ending the violence.
The goal is to share resources, provide necessary training, and designate programs to all the agencies. And helping do this, the National Organization of Asians and Pacific Islanders Against Sexual Violence joined the conversation from the mainland. Mira Yusuf is a staff member with the national organization that visited from Iowa. Yusuf said a lot of the issues and a lot of the solutions are within the region's culture, stating that there are similarities between all the islands.
I'm really impressed that the Guam Coalition had organized this summit, because I think it is crucial that there is inter-regional conversation, because I think there is a tendency for islanders, specifically like Guam or even Hawaii or even American Samoa, who are U.S. territories, to look at the continental U.S. as a place to find solutions, but in reality, I think the solutions are already within the islands.
The interregional conversations at the summit are just the start to the end of sexual assault and domestic violence in the islands. For those that want further assistance and information, visit PacificRegionResources.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Stay connected via our KUA mobile news app. Follow us on any of the social media platforms and sign up for our weekly email newsletter. That's KUAM Digital Digest on KUAM.com. For Guam's News Network, I'm Chris Barnett.
Thank you, Chris. While the CNMI is celebrating Cultural Day today, the Mount Carmel Knights had their annual Cultural Day Friday.
It was a day filled with a great variety of food, costumes, singing, dancing, and culture. The students of Mount Carmel displayed the traditions from all around the world.
Grades K through 12 here at Mount Carmel School have been assigned by a random choice of the country that they're going to represent. So we have countries and nations all across the world. Some of the countries that we're representing today include Palau, Japan, Korea, Philippines, Italy, Polynesia, Mexico, India, Australia, and so many more.
Parents and loved ones were entertained with native dances performed by the students and teachers. There were also booths showcasing some countries' main dishes, costumes, and special artifacts.
We have fortune cookies over here, and then we have sweet and sour pork, and then we have dumplings and some Chinese drinks. Yeah, and we have some decorations here and our flag.
KSPN was able to get a taste of Mexico with the classic chips, beef, cheese, and salsa.
This is the walking taco of Mexico, made from the kids here at Mount Carmel.
Victoria de Longuerero says this event allows the students to learn and be a part of the traditions and customs practiced by other nations.
This is a very treasured event at Mount Carmel. We really do try to encourage the appreciation of other cultures and diversity here in the world, because our culture is diverse. And to learn more about other cultures really expands the appreciation of other cultures. So that's why it's a very valued event here at Mount Carmel School.
This is Sally Limis for KSPN News.
All right, coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, Sunjun does it again, and we have a rising star in girls soccer. We'll sock it to you next.
Faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
Good evening and welcome to Channel 2 Health Talk. I'm Dr. Tony Stearns of Mariana's Medical Center. Most women don't need a survey to tell them a basic fact of female life. They're often sleep deprived and feel tired and sluggish through the day. Whether you're single, a career woman, newlywed, a new mom, a single mom, maybe an empty nester or a grandmother, many, if not most women acknowledge that they just don't get enough shut-eye. In fact, a recent National Sleep Foundation survey found that 60% of the women polled said they only get a good night's sleep a few nights a week or even less, and 43% said daytime sleepiness interferes with their daily activities. Also, lack of sleep can cause weight gain, interfere with your cardiovascular system, and may cause high blood pressure. In fact, performance can be impaired after just 4 nights of 5 hours of sleep or less, the researchers reported. So now that you know why sleep is so important, here's some advice on how to get a good night's sleep. Exercise regularly. It's best to complete a workout at least a few hours before bedtime, otherwise it may be too hard to go to sleep. Finish eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, and avoid caffeine and nicotine close to bedtime, both of which can stimulate your mind and keep you awake. Avoid computer games and surfing the internet in the hour or two before bedtime, as these activities can also keep your mind alert and make it hard to fall asleep. Maintain a regular bedtime and wake time schedule, including on the weekends. And create a sleep-conducive environment that's dark, quiet, comfortable, and cool, and sleep on a comfortable mattress and pillow. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dr. Tony Stearns of Mariana's Medical Center. Please join me again next week and have a healthy week.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, the Saipan Baseball League is inching toward a conclusion. Defending champions, the CK Bears, had no problem sweeping away the Blue Jays. The other semifinal, much more intriguing and evenly matched. GSM versus the Mariners. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series was played on Saturday. Good morning. Now play ball. The dirt over at Palacios Field these days is as green as the grass gets. It's growing, thriving there in the infield. Not that bad as long as it's smooth, and it is. Here's not smooth.
Oh, yeah! Did you get that ball?
I got it, but he didn't. Franco Nakamura's throw to Jerome De Los Santos. Ooh, just a little bit high. And that allows Nate Smith to trot on home, and the Mariners go up 2-0. LJ Sabacum gets the roller to the shortstop Dennis Cabrera. See, that is a smooth infield. Out at second, safe at first. Nate Camacho lifts a fly to shallow center. Looks like trouble. Lorenzo Sabacla makes the long run to make the catch to retire the side. GSM just had 9 players, so their pitcher LJ batting for himself, and that's F8 if you're keeping score at home, and I hope you are. Franco Nakamura, the routine fly. Nate Camacho settles under it. That's called a can of corn in baseball jargon because it's like reaching up for a can of corn on a shelf. All right, 2 runners on board via the walks for Manny Sablon. He is a RBI machine, but not this time. A major league pop-up to center. Smith uses both hands to catch it like you should. The Mariners defense holds and helps pitcher Tone Tenorio get the win. Mariners take game 1 6-4. One needs to look no further for proof of success of the NMI soccer program than its graduates. I mean, think about this. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, who would have thought of Saipan as a pipeline of talent? We are now, so get used to it. Sunjun Tenorio is Suffolk University's leading scorer and one of the top scorers in the conference. Last week, he was named Rookie of the Week. This week, he knocked in the game-winning goal in overtime to lead Suffolk to a 2-1 victory over Regis, his 7th goal in 11 games. Almost a full moon was hovering over the Coblerville pitch Saturday evening. This is where Sun Jun picked up his skills, many of them anyway.
For our youth soccer game of the week, we look at the U16 girls. Kanoa FC in orange stops Tan Holdings FC. Sophia Quintos kick save doing it. Charmaine Francisco with the free kick. It's popped up. Oh, that's an easy fly to catch. Diana Hicks showing off her ball control skills. She gets by a triple team and has the ball centered in tilt. Charmaine steals the ball. Francisco, a rising star on this island. Andre Chavez, she loads up and shoots wide right. So she tries it again. Oh, it's straight, 2 straight. Andre did have 1 score in this game. Wild action here. Pauline Joyce warming up her lethal right leg. Kanoa threatening. The ball goes to Pauline, and she sees an opening on the right side. It knocks the ball in. She is also one of the rising stars for Namifa. Pauline, the pass to Destiny DeSena. Mary Joy Aniana comes in and runs her right off the ball. Pauline with the run, and she gets past Mary Joy. Not much angle for that shot, but she drills it in. Pauline Joyce, 4 goals in this game, leading KFC to a 5-2 win over Tan Holdings FC.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Let's roll at Gold's Gym Saipan with group exercise for every body. Total Resistant Exercise, or TRX, helps develop your core and improve strength. And Zumba toning is probably the funnest way to get fit. The Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplements. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Traveling or laying over on Guam? Don't wait around. Zip into Guam Adventures Zipline Park inside the Hilton Resort and Spa. Guides will take you through a series of zips, starting with a mountain course and then zip over the ocean with spectacular views of Tumon Bay. 6 zip lines in all deliver a thrilling experience, and it's family friendly, so bring the kids ages 6 and up. You'll love the security of double lines and a new braking system to make riding smoother. The towers are named after the islands in the Marianas. We call it the Island Hopper. Your guides will teach you what you need to know to soar through the jungle with a bird's eye view. Best of all, for residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, you can book this experience at 20% savings. Log on to GuamAdventures.com and during checkout, use offer code HAFA20. Book it and zip it today. We'll even pick you up.
Today's high 86, the low 80, heat index 99, 84% humidity. Tomorrow partly sunny, some isolated showers here and there. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, high around 89, low 79. Seas are moderate, 4 to 6 feet. Sunrise in the morning, Tuesday, 6:08, high tide 8:38, followed by a low tide at 2:43. Sunset keeps getting earlier, 5:57. That is news, sports, and weather on this cultural day here in the Sinamai. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night right here. Good night.